Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back again for another Market Watch Investments video tonight. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I got a plethora of stuff that I want to showcase for you. Super excited about it, so let's just get right into it with Swords Revealing Light. This is an extremely ancient card. First prints for super rares starting on LOB. We're talking about Generation 1, Set 1, ladies and gentlemen. The infamous Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon. This would definitely be my top choice for rarities. There also is a Parallel Ultra Hobby League, which is pretty cool. These specifically are really hard to get first edition just because of just the history and just the nostalgic craziness of this set. This is just such an infamous set for collectors and just in general. There's a lot of just a good time when this set dropped. It's so old. I believe it was like 2002 or so. But this is my favorite print. There's a couple different super rare prints of this. This is going to be my personal favorite. I would definitely recommend investing in the first edition. It's going to be, we're going to have to kind of dig through the pages here because, again, this card is super ancient and it's going to be really difficult. Definitely not going to be fat stacks of first editions for this. The first edition here that we're going to see on TCG Player is going to be 40 bones. That jumps to 48, then quickly moves up after that. Only one more page after that. And these are both one of, so it's LLB. I mean, you guys already know it's going to be difficult to find. This would definitely be my favorite print of this. I think this card is extremely undervalued. 3 turns is a really long time in the game state, and depending on what deck you're playing, if you need that little extra boost, that little extra time to get 3 draws, set up your board, this is pretty incredible. There is a lot of trap removal going on in the game. There always has been, there always will be, but this is I think this is just a really undervalued card for what it is, and it's just been in the game forever. It's super ancient. It's definitely a collector's card when you get into the original prints like this, especially first edition. And of course there is several different prints to choose from, but again, the LOB OG first editions would be my first pick, and then it would be the Hobby League 4 Parallel Ultras, which also look very, very good. Again, now if I have my history correct, I believe Hobby Leagues were not produced by Konami. I believe they were produced by an outsourced manufacturer, which I believe was Upper Deck, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the comments below if the history is a little off. It may not be off, but the formula for the cardstock in these were different. They're thicker and they tend to bow really bad, so you got to be really careful about that. It's perfectly fine. I'm sure you guys can get away with it in local tournament play, but if you go to a higher echelon of competitive gaming, you might be called on it for marking cards because these are thicker and they bow really heavily, so you got to be careful about that. Just really gorgeous though. The Hobby League stuff is really cool, and it's about 15 bones starting and kind of just trickles up. Almost about 25 after that. Only one page left. Really not that many, so interesting to take of note. Cyberstein is going to be next. So we got a secret rare print out of Battles of Legends, Heroes Revenge. This is amazing. I think this is extremely undervalued. This card is ancient. The first print was a prize card, Ultra, and then Dark Beginning 2 spawned a rare. These are, of course, the Ultra is a prize card, so it's like unattainable. There's not even a market price available. It's just insanely rare and expensive. The rare, it's Dark Beginning, but it's just a rare. We got a secret rare printing, and I think this was just such an amazing reprint to get in this gorgeous, deep secret rare foiling. And this card is extremely undervalued, I think. 5,000 life points is a lot, but for what it is, this card used to be banned for the longest time, and like way back in the day, like Gen 1 era, people used to use this to bust up Blue Eyes Ultimate just to like slap your opponent for 5,000. Pretty sure it's 5,000 if I'm remembering quickly. But now there's a lot of crazy fusions out there. I'm not really sure if this card got, reading this new print, it didn't get an errata or anything crazy like that from what I can recollect from the past. So you can pretty much bust out any fusion monster, and there's a lot of amazing fusion monsters out in the game now. And even though it's just for potentially a one swing or one hit or whatever it may be, there's a lot of just crazy things that you can bust out if you have the life points. So if this is like a game opener effect that you can pull off, it's pretty devastating. It's an amazing rarity, amazing artwork, a crazy awesome history behind this. This was banned forever, and it's only 2 bones, like pretty much all across the board. And there's a 5 stack right here, and it's pretty much just 2 bones plus if you want to without factoring shipping, and then there's 5 plus pages. So I just think that this I wanted to highlight this because I think this is pretty incredible. Next is going to be the infamous legendary Heavy Storm. This card has been banned for several years now. Please, Konami, bring this card back. This card is so fun. It puts such a good twist on the game state. You're always trying to figure out when your opponent's going to play this card. A lot of people are hyping Harpies Feather Duster to be released, which I'm an avid fan. I'm definitely on the fanboy train. I think Harpies Feather Duster is definitely going to be released. I'm an avid believer that everything from the ban list gets lifted off the list eventually. It's just a matter if it gets errated or not. So Heavy Storm is definitely no stranger to that. This card has gone in and out of the game state, and this is just an amazing card. There's a lot of great rarities. There's the Hobby League 2 Parallel Ultras, which are really great. There's the 2008 Gold Series. 2008-2009 Gold Series were like amazing. These were actually the gold sets. These were the OG gold sets that actually did gold right. They manufactured them very aesthetically pleasing. They look really, really great. 2008-2009 and Haunted Mine with the Ghost Golds were pretty much like the best golds, and one of the only really golds exclusively that I like personally. And, a couple ultra rare versions here. We have that's really pretty much it. The only one that I really want to kind of take note of would be the 2008 Gold Series, which looks great. I mean, a lot of people don't like golds, but again, 2008-2009 Haunted Mine, they did gold right. They actually look very, very nice. My personal opinion, just some white Mexican logic for you guys. But let's go ahead and take a look at the OG Super Rare prints from Metal Raiders. Now, granted, this was, again, Generation 1, second set, extremely nostalgic, extremely rare, really great for collector's value. And again, pull the trigger on this for first editions. Good luck trying to find one. I've been trying to find more. I think I don't have a lot of these. I think I have maybe one to a playset max of these first edition, and they have to be all at least be lightly played. I don't think I have any near mints. This is just insanely ancient, just a blowout powerhouse card. Amazing history, and has killer artwork too. There is a Spanish first edition one here for 36, then it goes to 41, then quickly goes to 50. Only two Spanish ones, and then 2 English ones available on the market here for TCG Player. Such a blowout, amazing card. I just love the artwork, especially little dairy cow moo spin around there. It's really, really cool. So get on this. This is pretty incredible. Goblin Attack Force is going to be the next card, more specifically the OG Ultra Rare from Feral Servant. There's also a Rare and a Super Rare from Dark Beginning, but this is going to be the best bang for your buck. This is the best rarity that we have so far. I think it would be amazing if we got a Secret Rare print of this. I think this definitely deserves a Secret Rare. Back in the day, I used to play an old school skill drain beater deck with like this and Fusilier Dragon and like Beast King Barbaros and a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and it was really fun. And this is like I'm pretty like I don't like ultra rares. I really don't. I kind of hate on ultra rares a lot, but I really do enjoy old school like collectors like Gen 1 ultra rares. First edition exclusively always. You always got to go first edition. So let's go ahead and take a look at this OG print. Unlimited is really not much. The first edition is about 9-ish bones. So you factor in shipping. Same one here. Only 2 pages left available here on TCG Player. And again, it's about just 9 bones, and it quickly jumps to about 13. Not really a lot of fat stacks. There's a stack here which goes up to a whopping 35, which is pretty incredible. And this is actually really cool. So this card was infamous for this misprint where the Earth attribute was actually switched to the level star, and there's actually quite a bit of these in circulation. I remember like when I was a little kid, I actually traded one of these for a Yatagarasu, because Yatagarasu, like back in the day, like back when like Invasion of Chaos was just dropping, and like Cookie Cutter Chaos with Sangan Witch of the Black Forest using a said Chaos Emperor Dragon to blow up the field, and then swing for with Yata, and then you basically Yata lock, and just it's a really great time, just like a terribly amazing time in Yu-Gi-Oh history. And This, Pharaoh Servant was a couple sets before Invasion of Chaos, and this was a pretty prevalent misprint. It was cool. I actually owned one of these somewhere down the spectrum of the Yu-Gi-Oh timeline, and it was pretty cool. So this is definitely out there if you guys are into some pretty interesting stories about misprints. But again, I think this is an amazing collector's card. One, for artwork. Two, just because it's a fun card. It's a level 423 beater. Depending on circumstances, you can bust it out. It's a level 4. It's an Earth. It's a warrior. Got all the good stats. And again, Pharaoh Servant was just an amazing set. This set Don Jinzo, and this is just a Generation 1 nostalgic, really great collector's set. Next is going to be Harpies Featherstorm. So this used to be a solo print, specifically, exclusively out of Duelist Saga. It got a reprint as a super in Sisters of the Rose, but, it's not really going to be much of anything compared to this specifically. Again, and I'm not a big fan of Ultras, but Dusa is something that I definitely make an exception for. Duelist Saga, still to this day, on its own merit alone, has very exclusive, ultra rare, like laser beam looking foiling. It's kind of hard to explain. It looks really, really nice. This is the only set that was released in TCG to have this special ultra rare foiling, so it makes it kind of a collector's thing. I don't know if Konami's going to make it again, but they haven't. It's been years. This set is very old. I think this set's going on like 4+ years old now. So it's pretty unique, pretty great. You guys can pause the video, read this effect. This is like a blowout effect. I don't know why no one is not talking about this. Maybe they are. I don't really get out and about and kind of see a lot of other people's videos. But this is like an incredible card. You can use it in Black Wings, or you can use it in Harpies. Obviously, of course, I think it's really cool how it has the effect where you can search Harpies Feather Duster, which is completely banned, and it's been banned forever. But like I said before, definitely has potential to come back. I'm a fond believer. And this is just an amazing card and an amazing rarity, and it's only about 2 bones. And there's a stack. There's a fat stack of 15 here. Only 2 pages on the market price, so it's definitely getting chewed up. People are starting to notice this card, and to no surprise, this is pretty incredible. Next is going to be Harpies Feather Duster, the legendary, the one and only. Can't talk about Heavy Storm without another pretty devastating back row removal card like Harpies Feather Duster. Of course, my favorite is going to be the Prismatic Secret Rare old school video game promo, which is going to, this is like, for the longest time, it really was not that expensive. It was like $5, $7, $10, and all these ban lists kind of passed, and people keep on hyping it up and thinking it's going to come back, and it definitely will. Like, it's going to come back. Like, we have Regeki. There's no reason for us to have Regeki and not have Harpies Feather. So I'm really surprised that it's taking Konami so long to even consider taking this off. Got a couple foreign ones here, but it's about 15 bones. Then quickly jumps up to almost about 20. And there's only 5 pages left, and there's really not any stacks. There's only this 3 stack right here. So pretty incredible price increase on that, which I'm not surprised. This is an ancient card, really great, unique rarity, and this is just a completely blowout card. Of course, you got a couple other secret rare versions. Some of my favorite sets in the entire game: Legendary Collection 3, Legendary Collection 4. These sets ran parallel. They printed a lot of the same cards and the same rarities. It kind of gave us like a double stack to get these really old school cards and really great rarities. I would really recommend that you guys check out these sets. These sets just have amazing collectability value and just amazing rarities, and it's great stuff. So I'd really check out those 2 sets if you guys want. And then, of course, there is, I guess there was a Prismatic Champions card. I didn't really know that. And then the Tournament Pack 8, which is just ridiculously expensive just because it is what it is. And then also the rares are holding some pretty great price points. So, but definitely the Stairway to the Destined Duel would be my ideal choice personally. So really quickly, I want to talk about some natural censorship here in the TCG. Talking about Harpy Girl. You can see here in the later versions of the print, they changed her apparel to like this bluish color to make it very distinctive that it's part of her dress. Whereas in the actual original print, Dawning from Rise of Destiny, again, nostalgic Generation 1 Duel Monsters era set, it's actually she just has the skin tone. She has the skin tone on her tights, and it's like, it looks just more like ripped clothing or like this really tight spandex looking stuff. So this was not supposed to happen. This was like kind of an error, natural uncensorship. This is actually what the Harpy girls look like in the OCG in Japan. and later on they fixed it and they censored it. So I think this has collectability. I think this is great kind of for that just history alone, that it just kind of slipped through the cracks and it got the uncensored treatment, which doesn't almost ever happen here in the TCG for us, which is pretty cool. And you know, I would only invest on the first edition prints, and there's a couple here. They're, you know, a quarter bone, and you got to factor in shipping. Really quickly, I'm going to switch over to Thria because it's such a cheap card. You're going to want to kind of find stacks because it's kind of annoying to buy like onesies of these little cheap cards. But there's a couple on here. There's a 3 of for about a bone, 7 of, and it goes to about $1. And, you know, so it's out there. It's just definitely out there. Here's a 17 stack here for, well, shipping is $5 for some reason. But anyway, I just wanted to highlight that for you guys. The new Lost Art promotion, really quick. I know we got them. It's really dumb that they're ultra rares. Like, I really wish that Konami did not make the Lost Art promotions ultra rare. Really not a fan. But, and a lot of the cards like that they pick is just so dumb. Like, but I'll give it to Konami. They did good on this last one. On this next one that they're promoting, they gave us some Harpy stuff, and they gave us the legendary, the infamous Dark Magician Girl in all its uncensored glory, which is pretty great. I think that was an extremely great marketing ploy through whole this like COVID-19 thing and everything kind of like slowing down business wise. I think it was great that they actually picked some actual like interesting choices for the uncensorship cards, because that's going to make players want to go to their locals, buy product, and get these very sought after uncensored cards, because they're actually doing it right and being smart about their choices now and actually picking some interesting stuff that players are going to like. Next is going to be Harpies Brothers. So this got a name change. The original print was from Pharaoh's Servant or Starred Deck Joey. I'm not sure which one came out. Probably Starred Deck Joey, maybe? Roughly around the same time, I think. But anyway, Dark getting all common prints. There was it got changed to Sky Scout for some reason. I'm not sure why. I don't really know what the ruling is on this, if it still is searchable in the Harpies deck or not. But there's only apparently one print of the updated name change to Sky Scout here at Astral Pack 2. So I don't really know what the deal was for that. I just kind of thought that was kind of interesting. Next name change card is going to be Nurse Refasil, the Fallen One, which was changed to Dark Lord Nurse Refasil to be searchable in the Dark Lord deck, donning out of Destiny Soldiers as a super rare. Both prints are super rare. OG name, Nurse Refasil. The Fallen One is another super rare. Personally, because of the name change, like, you can still play both of them. It's just updated text. So this one is still searchable because of the updated text. Destiny Soldiers, you know, came out, not that, it was only a couple years ago, so this PS2 GX, the beginning of Destiny, is extremely old, but I would prefer this one. Now granted, they are both super rares, but this is like the older game promo, a lot harder to get, a lot older, and it's got the OG original name, which I think is really cool. And this is just a really, love the artwork on this, and this is just a really great burn card. They use this in kind of like reverse burn. You can see a couple other supporter cards here. This is about 4 bones. And there's not really a lot of fat stacks. There's a 3 stack for 5, and there's about 3 available. But I just wanted to show this because I thought it was cool because of the name change. Another name change is going to be After Genocide, donning from Legacy of Darkness. This was it just has 2 names. I don't know which one came out. I'm pretty sure this one came out and then they changed it because they didn't want to say genocide, because genocide is a terrible thing. But there's a couple here, so there's 5+ pages of this. You guys are gonna kind of dig if you guys want to find some stacks. I mean, it's such a cheap card, you definitely want to find some stacks. Or I'll just, you know what? Since I'm just such a nice guy, I'll just go ahead and hit this 3 or more so I can find you guys a fat stacks, because I love you guys that much. I'm just gonna go ahead and do some footwork for you. So here's a 4 stack right here for a half bone, and that's pretty much it. There's only 3 pages for that, and then it goes to about a half, 37. There's a 3 of, so there's a couple stacks available here. Here's a 4 stack. So I got a couple of these. I have several playsets of these just because I think it sounds really cool, and this was like the original name, and then they changed it to After the Struggle, I believe, was the like censored or the name change, the second name, which it's which is lame. Yeah. So the original rare that I got, a second reprint in Dark Beginning. So yeah, this was definitely the one that came second. But this is not anywhere as cool as for real. What's going on here? Why is this $6? What is going? Oh, maybe it's just because I have the the 3 or more setting on here. Let me correct this. I want to figure out why it's saying this is $6 because there's no way that this one is more expensive than the original name. So I don't really know what's going on here, but anyway, so this was the reprinted version, so I would definitely go with the original name, the After Genocide. All right, so to finish up the video, I wanted to go through DT6. I'm a huge DT fan. I love DT. You guys all know DT is discontinued. It's no longer being manufactured by Konami. It's gone bye-bye. They're no longer making it. It is some of my all-time favorite rarities is DT. It's cool how like every set kind of had a different viewpoint on the way that they printed them. And the hollow foils specifically tend to kind of fluctuate relatively well, and some of the more popular ones have just continued to increase in value as we get further away from the dual terminal sets. Of course, there's Dark Magician Girl as a super rare. It's pretty great. I lived in Japan for 2 years. I got a lot of... Japan has like so many different artworks of Dark Magician Girl, and all of their stuff is uncensored. So personally, I don't invest in this card. I would invest in the Lost Art promotion. That is going to be worth money, but that's really the only Dark Magician TCG print that I would invest in, because of course you have your Magicians, Force, Secret Rares, First Editions. That those are just really old, no big collectors and stuff. But still, I just can't. After living in Japan and getting to have the opportunity to collect OCG stuff and all its glorious uncensored artwork, it's just I can't go back to the uncensored version. So I really don't personally invest in this card. In English, Magic of 10,000 Hands. This is just an amazing generic ritual card, so pretty great. I love running this in my Perfect Heralds. I love Perfect Herald builds. This card is really cool too. I'm actually going to click on this really quick because it has an amazing effect. Die Gusto is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool deck, and it's cool how there's Psychic Wind, and they got a lot of floating and searching, and there's a lot of cool stuff this can do. You can pause the video, read this effect really quick. This is a pretty blowout card, and this is definitely seeing a significant price point increase. You can see it's 17 bones starting, and there's a 6-stack here for about 19, and then it just quickly goes up after that. Only 1 page, but no surprise. I mean, this is a DT super rare, and this is like definitely one of the best synchros that the deck has. It's kind of an unforgotten side deck. It was one of those decks that was made in Hidden Arsenal, and then it was reprinted in DT. But it's cool. It's a pretty cool deck. It's pretty fun, and it seems relatively easy to pilot, but it's just a fun little kind of side deck. Quick Draw Synchron, of course. This is a massive synchro cards, pretty cool. Double summon. Macrocosmos, I did want to review really quick. I love this card. I've been waiting for Konami to put this at least to 2, hopefully to 3. It's been at 1 forever. For the longest time back in the day, I've always been a big anti-meta player, and back in the day I used to play the DD deck with DD Survivor and Scout and Trip Cosmos, Trip Fisher, and Caius the Monarch and all that great stuff. And it was a good time. It was a real good time. I loved it. And this is just a really great card. There is some ultra rare versions which look really nice too, and I think there's like a super rare, like a champion pack super rare or something. I don't know. It's kind of the Dark Revelations one. Like, this is lame. It's the most expensive one, but it's the crappiest rarity in my opinion. But the Raw Yellow Mega Pack and the Legendary Collection 2, another amazing set. Would definitely go check that out. First editions specifically, get those. They look really nice. But nothing is going to beat this. I honestly think that out of all these, the DT6, because it's dual terminal foiling, and it's not even common. It's rare DT, which is pretty cool. And even in general right now, like, this card has fluctuated a lot depending on how many people scoop these off the market. Here's a 30 stack right here for 4. and from Nonstop Gaming. This is a really great seller. I love this seller. They never make any mistakes in their orders, and they pump cards out quick and fast, and they're always in, you know, accurate description and order. It's pretty great. But this is definitely, I would definitely check this out. I think this is great. I think, you know, like I said before, everything has potential to be lifted off the list. This is just a blowout, one of the most devastating floodgates in the game, personally, and it's just pretty great. There has been a really big price increase in Advanced Ritual Art. I'm not really sure why. This is an amazing card. Like, if you can run vanillas and you can pitch them from your deck, I think that's really great. Really cool artwork. There's a couple holo versions of this card, but for some reason, people are just eating up this DT one. Like, there's only one page left. Not really a lot of stacks. There's a 6 stack, and then here's a 5 stack, but they don't go any less than about 16. So this is holding incredible value. I have to check to see, because I have binders and binders and binders of just DT stuff that I've just, you know, stockpiled over the years, and I'm just a big fan of DT. But this is definitely seen a major increase. It was definitely not at this high price point before, so I thought that was incredible that, you know, it's seeing some good value. Abyss Soldier, I love Mermail Atlantean. I've been wanting to get this card in this rarity specifically because this is a pretty cool card. I think it would be fun just to kind of mess around it with one of. It's got kind of interesting artwork. It's just kind of been at a price point where I'm not really comfortable paying for it. You know, it's like about 3 bones. Here's a 9 stack, 2 pages. I don't know. I just can't pull the trigger on this card. I don't really know, but I think this card's really cool. I would love to at least run one of it, kind of play test it in Mermail Atlantean. I love water decks. I really like Gishki too. I've built Gishki. Like, I have it all. Like, I have all these decks in like basically a drawer, and it's all just deck boxes of cards, and I have all the stuff like DT, like high rarity and all that, but I just haven't really actually gotten around to like messing around with the deck. Alright, so really quick, one of the MVPs of DT6 is going to be Violon de Sigma. This card is just amazing. I think it's really good. You can pause the video, you can read this effect. It's the best thing about this is generic. Now, granted, it is 3 level 4s, which is a little bit more difficult to bust out, but definitely not impossible by any means. It's a light, it's a fairy, rank 4, and 25 attack. Its effect is pretty blowout. I think it's pretty great, and it's got really cool artwork, and on top of all that, it is an ultra rare. A dual terminal 6 ultra rare, which is really great. You guys know with the trendings, holofoils from DT have just been going up like crazy, and I'm not really a big fan of the Violon deck in general. I just think that this is a really good rank 4, and this is a really nice rarity, and it's only like $2. It's like $2 pretty much all across the board. Here's a 5 stack right here, 7 stack, so there's plenty of availability. Only 2 pages left, but I think that I had to showcase this because this is definitely one of my top choices for DT6. Alright, so Silent Swordsman level 7. Now, I'm pretty sure they're the original prints. There's ultimate versions, but I still think this is a super rare, so it's a DT holofoil. I think this has great potential to grow for collector's value. Alright, so 5 pages in this set. Dark Grepher. Now, I know there's a secret rare, but this is, again, dual terminal is always, I think there's always going to be good value, and especially as time goes on, we're just going to see some great price increases as dual terminal continues to get older and older. So this is a great card. Copycat. This is I love this card. It's one of my old-time favorite, like, classic. I think this is like a Pegasus card, if I'm not mistaken. Really love the artwork. There's a lot of cool versions. There's a Shonen Jump Ultra Rare, which is really cool. There's also a Dark Legends, I believe, Secret Rare, or something like that. One of those really obscure side sets. It's really expensive, but really great Secret Rare. Vision Gishki Vision, really cool. Sky Blaster. All the Gishki stuff is really cool. Grandmaster of the Six Samurai. I'm a really big Six Samurai player. I love Six Samurai a lot. And this is a really cool rarity. Of course, you got the OG Secret Rare versions, but this DT6 Rare is pretty great too, especially for the price point. Spy. I think this is, man, I'm like shaking over this card. This is insane. Like, there is such a huge player base out there for Gravekeepers. Gravekeepers is just one of those old school fanboy decks, and this is like one of the best rarities. Now, granted, we have like the Tournament Pack or Champion Pack 6 Supers, which are just like ungodly expensive and super old and rare. But, and you know, the Ultras and the Secret Rares from the Legendary Collection sets, which look great too. But all around, this is the best rarity. In my personal opinion, it looks gorgeous. It's a rare, it's DT6, and I can't really explain it besides just look at it. Like, how can you not love this card? I think it's really, really great. And this is, you know, I have Gravekeeper's high rarity. I mean, as high rarity as I can get right now. I don't have ultimate rare Necro Valleys, but I have ultimate rare Commandants, and I have these. I don't have Super Spies, but you know, this is dumb. I'm not going to get a Super Spy when I can get a DT6 sexy, lovely, rare. And I'm surprised there's still stacks of this. Here's a 7 stack for under a bone. Here's a 12 stack for under a bone. Here's a 36 stack, again, for the infamous Nonstop Gaming. Love them. And there is 2 pages left. So it's kind of dwindled down before. I remember, like, you know, 2-3 years ago, this had like 5, 6, 7, plenty of pages. It's definitely dwindling down, getting eaten up on the market to no surprise. This is just, I love Gravekeepers. I'm just a huge Gravekeepers fanboy, so I think that is definitely something. I have binders, or pages and pages of this card in my DT binders, because I really believe in the fluctuation of this card. I think it's going to go up a lot. Got Battle Fader. You have Sacred Phoenix of the Nephthys. I don't know, Grant. There's a 10 promo secret rare and ultra rare, which are really great too, but you know, this is a DT6 rare, so that's pretty cool. And I don't really know what any of this stuff is. Kind of just some random stuff. Oh, here's a Elementor Hero Alias, Neos Alias, really cool. There's, I think, an ultimate rare and also secret rares. I like the secret rares personally. First edition secret rares exclusively, of course. And you got some TG stuff. I love TGs. I've been, you know, that's been a side build for me for quite a while. Some more Gishki stuff. Green Kappa. This used to be well, it was a super rare Hobby League card, which I thought was really cool when I was a kid. It's kind of not really relevant anymore. Back in the day, Destroying 2 was pretty blowout. And that's going to be pretty much it. So there you guys have it, ladies and gentlemen. DT6 and some other plethora of goodness. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I have social media. The link is going to be below. I would love to hear from each and every one of you guys. I value your opinions. I value whatever it is that you guys want to say. If you guys want to make some recommendations, some cards, if you want to message me like, hey, can you showcase this? Can you highlight this? I'd totally be game for that. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been such a big part of my life for so many years. It's such an escape for me, and it's a great passion of mine. I really enjoy it a lot, and there's just so many great things. I love the friendship. I love the fellowship of the game, and I would just love to get to know each and every one of you guys. This has been a showcasing by The White Mexican, and I will see you in the next video.